everyone, my name is Roxana Huriarte. I'm the Deputy Head of Library at Asociación Cultural Peruano-Británica in Lima, Peru. Also, I am a member of the IFLA Management and Marketing Standing Committee, or also known as MMM. We are celebrating our 25th anniversary with some interviews with past members who have worked since the beginning of this section. And because of them, great initiatives focused on management and marketing libraries has been shared to the World Library community. Before I start, I'd like to thank to the management and marketing team, especially to the 25th anniversary working group, also to the library history special interest group and his oral history team, and the continued professional development and workplace learning podcast team. Today is an honor to have with us Dr. Dinesh Gupta, Professor of Library Information Science at Burma Open University, and I know there is some information that Professor Gupta he will say about that. He has been founding member of the IFLA Management and Marketing Standing Committee from 2003 to 2011, being jury and chair jury of the IFLA International Marketing Award for several years. Also, he has been member of the IFLA Education and Training Standing Committee from 2011 to 2015. On the other hand, he's member of the editorial boards of journals such Library Management, IFLA Journal, and Annals of Library and Information Studies, a journal that was founded by Ranganathan in 1954, where Professor Gupta is executive editor since this year. Besides, he has published many research articles and books regarding management and marketing topics. And recently, he has been elected as a member of the Standing Committee of the IFLA Education and Training section from 2023 to 2027 term. Welcome, Professor Gupta.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really, it's a matter of great pleasure that IFLA Management and Marketing section is celebrating 25th year this year, and it's a really great initiative by the section that they are remembering the activities, the people who have been instrumental in its progress during last 25 years. So I appreciate the standing committee, the chair, the secretary, and all the members for taking up this initiative, very timely initiative, because 25 years is a milestone in everyone's lifetime. So welcome you, and it's a really great pleasure that I'm with you this morning.
So I would like to start by asking you, how did you first become interested in library work related to management or marketing?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting story because, you know, when you are young and early career, you are not aware in which area you would be going on. Because when I submitted my doctoral thesis in 1995, though I did some good work at that time on parliamentary librarianship, but at that stage I could understand that I should have some wider area where I can contribute little more to the community, to the people who are involved more, not only in numbers, but also in interest. So there were two areas at that time which were emerging. One was technology and another management. So due to some certain limitations like access to the internet and technological advancement, and it's taking time to reaching small cities like my own. So I decided to move on this management area because everyone was rushing towards technology. So I decided to go in this management area. And I started something writing on areas like change management, total quality management, and marketing in some journals, good quality journals, and of course, attending some conferences, seminars, so that I can sustain my interest in this area and keep continue. So this is how my area in this area came into.
You're right. There was like a boom of technology researching regarding to the libraries, and management was opening the path for that time. So it's very interesting you decide to go to that route of researching. Following your memories, tell us about how you become involved with professional organizations, perhaps locally or in your home country, eventually IFLA.
Prior to joining to IFLA Management and Marketing section, I was involved a little bit in national level associations of my own country, known as Indian Library Association. I was elected council member for 2 terms here in 1998 to 2000 and 2000 to 2002. And again, another important association of special libraries here in India, known as ISLIC, Indian Association of Special Libraries and Information Centers, for 2002 and 2003. Although these associations gave me a good understanding of the importance of associations in the career path or individuals' life, professional life, and development of libraries, and also for the progress of the profession in the country or state or at the international level. So that kind of understanding I could develop through association at the national level here in India, and then I entered into IFLA Management and Marketing section in 2003 as a member of the standing committee, and I worked there for 2 terms continuously. And as you know, after 2 terms you cannot continue anymore in any section. So, but I wanted to be involved in IFLA, so I went for IFLA Education and Training section because being a teacher, that was another preference which I had that time. And after that, for last 8 years, I was away due to some commitment at the institution and also some family commitments. So, but as you mentioned, I have right now joined IFLA Education and Training section for 23-27. So I'm back to IFLA after 8 years.
Congratulations for that. And it's very interesting that you said you got part of the section for 2 terms, and it's right, you can continue in the section after 2 terms, but right now you're back, and maybe in some years ago you back to our section too. Who knows? So to have a close approach to your work on this section, management and marketing section, maybe you can share with us how you learn about NNN and your first active involvement.
I shared with you that I could develop some interest in this management area with little bit focus on marketing. So my inclination was to do something in this area, and I could get an opportunity with interactions with the IFLA representative who joined an international conference of FID, Federation of International Documentation. which took place in India in 1998. I think it was the last FID conference. After that, FID was abolished almost. I met that person here in Jaipur because my hometown is Jaipur. So conference was taken place in Jaipur. So being member of the organizing committee, I was little bit involved in that conference, and it was again perhaps first visit of Sirot Koopman, the professional coordinator who just joined IFLA at that time in 1997 or 1998. So we had a lot of conversation, and he suggested me to join IFLA, and I can secure my interest and promote my interest in this area, because he suggested that some new section is coming there in IFLA. So you should get involved in that section, a new section. So you have a lot of scope to do when something new is coming in. And this is how I came into acquaintance with the IFLA Management and Marketing section. And for the next year, I intended to join IFLA conference, and I applied for some grant for the IFLA Bangkok conference, and I got that grant as first timer to join IFLA conference from Danida grant, which used to be provided at that time. So there in Bangkok, I joined the meetings and met some colleagues there in Bangkok. Not deep conversation at that time, but little bit. And this is how I started my involvement. But in 2001, main conference was taking place at Boston, and pre-conference took place at Quebec City in Canada. So I submitted a paper for the pre-conference, and the paper was rejected. But another day, I got mail from Rajan Savard, who was the chairman of the section and also that conference. So he asked me whether would you like to join the conference, because one of the speaker is not joining the conference. So we have selected you to be the speaker in the conference. So that was a turning point for me, and I went there and I met a lot of people, Rajan Savard, Maria Christie, Weingart, Sheila Weber, and many more. And I also went to the IFLA main conference in Boston, and I could see how deeply this section is working, and the people, the relationship, the kind of environment they provided since beginning was wonderful. Every member was free to share ideas and work upon. A lot of energy was there in the section from the beginning. So I could realize that here I can have some role to play. So again, I could get a chance to join IFLA conference in 2002 in Glasgow, and during one day lunchtime, I think, me and one of my friend from very prestigious Institute of India Management School. So we were just together and just sharing the experiences on something like that. Two ladies came to me and they asked me to say something. I was not sure what could be the purpose. They are asking me to have some conversation. One was Angels Messissimo from Spain, and another Mackie Adams from Switzerland. So Deji met them. make them. So I went with them, and they offered me that they want me on the jury of the IFLA 3M International Marketing Award, which just started a year before. So that was an amazing proposal for me, and I happily accepted that proposal. And my involvement in IFLA management and marketing is section starts from involvement in the jury of IFLA International Marketing Award. And after that, in the next year, I submitted my nomination, and I was elected for 4 years, and again for 4 years. So this is how my journey into IFLA management and marketing section started.
Well, we can say that the IFLA Congress is very successful in introduce people to IFLA awards and get some new acquaintances, meeting some colleagues, and start building some relationship, professional relationships. I think that is amazing about IFLA Congress. So describe for us, please, how MMS section, Management and Marketing section, has an impact on you, in your career part.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed working all 8 years in MMN section. You know, we promoted this award like anything. We developed some posters, some leaflets, some brochure, because in the initial years, you need to put little more extra efforts than usual. So from the beginning, we started doing some extra work for the award and also for the section. So not only this award, but also I got opportunity to bring out some publications with the colleagues in MMN section. One project was submitted to bring out some best practices of library marketing around the world, and showcase in the form of publication to the library world how library marketing is taking place. So I can show you the book. I think this Marketing Library and Information Services International Perspectives. It was a flagship book for 2006, and it has 40 papers from colleagues from 20 countries, and a wider spectrum of allies marketing is available here in this book of that time. So this was one of the major publication of this section. Another work we brought out the similar kind, because the publisher and also section wanted us to bring out the similar kind of book again in 2013. So we brought out again the I think it has 30 papers from all over the world. So it was the second title which we brought out under the agency of IFLA Management and Marketing section. And one more title, Marketing Libraries in a Web 2.0 world, because it was new term at that time. And IFLA pre-conference was taken place, I think, in Sweden. And this is the proceedings of that pre-conference. So this is how these 3 books were brought out, and I enjoyed working with colleagues like Rajan Sawad, Kristi Kunj, Angels Messissimo, Daisy McAdam on these titles. And the best part of this title is that these were composed in India. So I just submitted transcribed kind of thing to the just directly to the publisher. So it was again a unique experience that yes, I can start from stress to the copy editing kind of thing of my own with the colleagues from countries like Canada, US, Spain, and so on. So it was certainly a unique experience, connecting with the people, communicating with the people, collaborating with the people, having a lot of innovative ideas with them. And the best thing is we had space to implement all those ideas into action. Yeah. Apart from these titles, I enjoyed my work in the jury, because in the initial years I worked for 4 years, and it was again a lot of work was supposed to do being a jury member. Nowadays we have applications on online mode, but earlier applications were invited through snail mail. So a lot of stuff used to come to the jury meeting when we used to meet at during some satellite meeting, during midterm meeting or something like that. So, but lot of interactions on every application within the jury used to take place, and it was very rigorous. I can say the selection used to be there. So it was really enjoyable time I had.
A lot of fun, I guess. Well, we have to remember that as volunteers, is all the work you did and all the work right now we do in sections in IFLA are as a volunteer, and it demands time. It has a lot of work to do. And talking about those books that are like milestones in our section, and plus all the work you do in that time, I think it's a really great work you did, all you did in the time. So you are not a library and information study marketing practitioner, but a teacher who is involved in library and information study marketing. How the concept of LIS marketing has changed? Do you think has changed over the year?
Thank you. It's really a very relevant question, because everything has changed nowadays. Not only marketing, but the concept of libraries have also changed. Yeah, so just I would like to reconnect you with some kind of terminology which library and information professionals started from 1876. So some during American Library Association conference, some kind of terms regarding user-centeredness or understanding users started taking place. And after that, organization of knowledge, some classification schemes came into existence. Then this concept of mobile marketing started. Then, this emergence of special libraries, like after having a specialized collection in public libraries, the demand raised from different specialized community to create specialized libraries. All these efforts are, I think, to my understanding all these are marketing efforts, because when you meet special requirements of special people, you are addressing some marketing challenge. Marketing strategy is required. Something is there. So we cannot say that marketing is different from librarianship. Wherever librarianship is there, marketing will there, and a good library practices is always geared towards good marketing practices. But in the initial years, the terminology like public relation, public promotion, advertising, some such terminologies started taking place. But I would like to relate the development of marketing in 1876 was almost similar, because I saw a bibliography on brought out by SLA in 1916. In special libraries, they had this journal in the past. So they brought out this bibliography having around 100 items. So you can see their grain marketing or wheat marketing or fish marketing, or you can see this food marketing, something like that. So there was no industrial marketing at that time. So this bibliography clearly indicates that. And the marketing term was not so popular. So obviously in libraries, marketing was taking place, but marketing term was not there in industrial units. So how libraries could use that term? What marketing sensitivity was there from the beginning? But when Kotler brought out a paper in 1969, marketing for not for profit marketeers, this opened up the concept of marketing for the people who are not really involved in commercial organizations, but are involved some way or the other in marketing to the people, to the services, to the charities, to the hospitals, to the something. So after that, we also started using the term marketing in the literature. So when we trace the history of marketing in literature as the term, so we start using this term, and there again a lot of changes have taken place, because the focus was not on the kind of marketing we have now. Maybe I'm just shifting directly to the kind of application we used to get at the time of initial years of the award. So we used to get some application like some kind of collaboration between public libraries, parks, and cinema houses. So if a library is having a user is a member of some library, he can have some free passes to visit parks or cinema houses and so on. So that kind of marketing we had and applications we had in the past in this award. But now, when you see the application of this award, you will see that how digital libraries, e-resources, and technologies, web-based marketing are being used by the libraries. They should come forward to apply to such award, and the kind of initiative you have taken can be replicable to some other institutions, and so on. So this is a clear-cut case how the face of library marketing has changed.
Yeah. I think in all you can share with us today, and yes, the marketing concept is something that is changing all over the year by year, and because of the technology too, and because of the concept of library is almost changing in the time. So marketing is, I think, is one of the best strategies or tools for us librarians to show up, to continue development, all we can do, and furthermore, from our libraries. So I have 2 more questions for you. And you have come from India, and we know the contribution of Ranganathan in all the library and information studies domain of his own time, and was known for the philosophy of 5 laws of library science. How you relate his philosophy with marketing?
Yeah, you actually Ranganathan used. He was very open when taking something from outside. You know, he had lot of ideas from spiritual texts. India had, like he had lot many things from Upanishada, Vedas, Ramayana, and many other texts, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and so on. So he also took lot many ideas from commercial world. He used shop analogy in his works, like 5 laws. Shop analogy means whatever is applicable to a shop is applicable to library. I think it's a clear cut version Ranganathan had, because he wanted to sensitize the service with business approach, and calls for libraries and information centers to accept that they are businesses, not they are just causes. They are in some kind of business, may not be for profit, but in the service business, because he says that as the popularity of a shop rests very much on the resourcefulness, intimate knowledge of the wares of the shop, and the sense of eagerness to be of service to the patrons of the shop on the part of shop assistants, the success of the library service very much depends on the heads and heart of the staff. What more clear you can have the statement like this. He also says that the library has now to develop the method of a modern shop. It is true that in a great many libraries, it may not be possible to have enough assistants just waiting around for someone to come in. But he advises that you should have that kind of mindset, and you should offer your services like customer love a cheerful assistant. And the best part, I think even commercial world has not gone to that extent. He said in reference service, his own reference service, that a reader or a user is the guest supreme on the premises of the library. Like God is visiting to you, Give service with all attention and sincerity. Give him service with entire capacity at your command. Give him service in all modesty and in full freedom from any kind of ego or prestige. Give him service in full measure, lest there should be any offense of the 5 laws of library science, and acquire the best knowledge and information for giving him your best service. I think no marketing text categorically has put customer at such a high place, even after putting so much emphasis on customer-based marketing. I think this clearly shows the kind of path Ranganathan choose and relevant to marketing people. Not only library service marketing, but for everyone.
Yeah, library. Finally, we from our libraries, we work not for libraries, but for patrons, for people, for person. So we must focus on them. That is why I really love and enjoy thinking about design thinking because it centers on our custom or patrons in our case to get more empathize with them in order to know them, in order to develop our service for them, with them. So it's very interesting with what we share with us about the mindset of the Rangan FM. So finally, do you have any other significant memories or comments to make about your involvement through these years with MMN section?
Yeah, certainly, because I have a lot of memories. Some I have already shared, but one very interesting and challenging also for not for, only for me, but for the whole section. Because IFLA award, this international marketing award, started with sponsorship from 3M in the beginning. It was for the 5 years. So that agreement came into end after 5 years, and after that we could not get a sponsor to continue this award. So that was the biggest challenge for all of us. So in one of the meeting, it was discussed that how we can continue this award because it is very, very important, and we have already reached to some stage, and after 5 years discontinuing an award is most difficult for the section also. And we could not offer this award for 1 year in between, but somehow I could help to the section by way that I could mobilize Emerald Publishing House to join us as a sponsor for another 5 years, and Ellen Breen was the publishing editor or manager at that time. So I was in contact with her and meeting during IFLA conferences, and I was also on the editorial board of one of the Emerald journals. So I requested her to please whether can you explore some possibilities to join hands with us, and we succeeded, and now we are in 20th year of the award. This year, this is the 20th years of award. So I'm happy that this award is continue. And when I was the chair of the jury, it was 10 years. Chair. So it was 10 years. So I remember that 256 applications were received from 50 countries, more than 50 countries, during first 10 years. So I don't know any statistics have been kept and brought out by the later jury members. Obviously, they might have used it, they might have shown it, but it would be very interesting that whether we have reached to 100 countries or not, because when this award reaches to 100 countries, meaning something for the section. So maybe I'm interested to collaborate with the present jury and the chair to write something on completion of 20 years of this award, and I would like to see we reach to 100 years, hundreds countries where we got applications, and how we travel during last 10 years. That would be interesting.
Of course, it will be interesting. It will be so wonderful to have a research about that. And in order to that, I can say that I think that I am perhaps the first one from Latin American in our section, and I want to spread the voice, spread the word that from marketing and management section we have a great opportunity to show to the world what we are doing from this part of the world. So I can say that this year more countries from this region has applied to the world.
And the best thing is that now I am in IFLA, so I will try to collaborate with the MMN section that how we can also bring this area to education and training. It was also fascinating that a lot of people who applied for the award and also won maybe first place, second place, third place, they remained on the jury, not only the jury but also in the standing committee. I can see many of them. So it's really interesting that people are coming forward into this area, and I would like to congratulate the IFLA president-elect Leslie, because she started her journey from IFLA Management and Marketing section, and now she is president-elect. So this is not first time that we will be having president-elect. We had in the past also. Claudia Lux was the president for some time in 2007-8. I don't remember the exact years. Then we had Antonia Aroha. She could not continue because of some personal reasons. But yes, she won the election, and many members reached to the stage of governing board, like Nisal. I don't remember the Norwegian lady. Then Rajan Savard. Then this Perry Murray. Then Trine. Again, Norwegian lady was there. So many scope is there for this section, and this people from representing this section has shown their capabilities to the IFLA as a whole.
Maybe the marketing and management skills really works. It has been a great pleasure to share this time with you. So thank you so much, Professor Gupta, for giving us the opportunity to talk about what you got involved in management and marketing and how it was being part of this section in IFLA. All the stories you have shared with us today, let us continue working to spread to the world the efforts that librarians do wherever we are among the world. And thank you for being part of this anniversary.
Thank you, Roxanne, for wonderful interview, because you have put me to speak many things which I was not aware that I will have to speak. But the best part is, please congratulate the section standing committee, the chair, the secretary, and everyone, and also the partner sections which have come forward to have such kind of series. Wonderful. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being so willing since the first moment we contacted you for this interview. It has been an honor to share with you today again. And thank you everyone for listening to this interview. And we will continue with this anniversary section, hoping more people get involved in management and marketing from and for libraries. We invite you all to get a tune in for future episodes with MMM leaders. Bye-bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.